Yep. We are doomed from Caffeine Monster Software. The privilege of meeting the developer, Mobeen Fikree. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not really sure. PAX East, 2014. And it's nice to have to walk me through and show me how the game works. It is a twin stick shooter, sort of an arena. So yeah, these are the directions, how to play, and you can watch how wonderful I am at it. So you have a regular beam that you use with the right analog stick, and that destroys enemies and gets you points. And then some enemies leave behind small cubes, well, small squares. 4 squares equal a cube, and if you look in the upper middle, you see super beam. If you get enough of those full cubes, you have a temporary super beam, which makes the beam that you have now look small and weak by comparison. The trick is to stay alive. There's a lot going on the screen at one time, and I almost went blind. Almost. A lot of enemies you can't really destroy, like those things going left and right at the top and bottom of the screen with the laser grid that you can't really dodge. So this is your super beam. It's more powerful and it's a longer beam. Doesn't last very long, fortunately. Then again, if it did, it would probably be like a cheat. So as you progress through the game, go through the different waves. I believe there are, I don't know, 30, 50, I don't know how many waves there are, but there's a lot. It's quite challenging to see them all, I know that much. But you're incentivized to really get that super beam because you will need it, because the enemies just get more and more insane as the levels go on. So sort of like after the end of a wave, it's almost like killing all the enemies is what ends the wave, and then you get that kind of night look for a second, and it goes back to this sort of sunset kind of color. You can't destroy the asteroids, whoever those rocks are either. Now, these enemies that appear in wave 11, producing the small red triangles, were the bane of my existence, because they just don't stop producing those small red triangles, which, yeah, I found that very difficult. Not insurmountable, but difficult. This game does not lack challenge, and we're all doomed because I'm dead. So, one nice thing is that you can start off at wave 11. It's sort of a checkpoint, and I started there several times. Attempt to get past it. I did get past 11. A couple waves past it, but it gets really, really tough. And it almost seems like either there's fewer cube pieces or cubes to find, or you just have to kill more of these much more difficult enemies to get them. The irony being that you could really use them to defeat them. But, so you have to have really good hand-eye coordination to get through all this, because it gets pretty messy. You have enemies that are shooting at you, so it really, yeah. And when you get hit, your score multiplier is cut in half, and if you get hit, I think 3 or 4 times, as you can see, you explode. I didn't notice any leaderboards or anything, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's the kind of game where you're just challenging yourself. I mean, you just go in there and try to get it done. If there aren't leaderboards, that's interesting, but I guess it would make sense for there to be leaderboards since it is score based. But yep, got hit again. I spent a good amount of time with We Are Doomed. A lot of time blowing up, until the game kind of clicked with me, and I found myself like in a zone, just doing much better. You can use mouse and keyboard, but The WASD is not really advised. The controller is definitely the way to go. The game suggests that itself. You want to use a controller for this. Yeah, Wave 13 brings about enemies that you shoot them, think they're dead, and they just change color. Yeah, it gets nuts. There's just so much going on the screen. And they're still shooting at me. So I'm going to continue on with the video here. So we are doomed. I'll leave a link in the write-up to where you can find it. You purchase it directly from the developer. I enjoyed it. Maybe you will too. Check it out. Leave a comment in the show notes. Leave a comment. That's the show notes. Leave a comment below on anything, hopefully related to the video. We'll take what we can get. And that's it for me.